Hi, my name is Yanin, and my topic here is virtuality for surgical training. I think a lot of you guys know what is virtuality and what kind of technology it is, and some of you guys may already bought this kind of equipment for playing video games. But have you guys imagined what would happen if we put virtuality and surgical training together? Here's an experiment done at 2009 by Professor Larson, and it make a comparison of two group of people. One use virtuality training and the other use conventional training. As we can see, the group use virtuality training achieved much higher score than that of who took conventional training. It's 33 to 23. 33 means these group of people had experiences for operating the laparoscopic surgery of 20 or to 50 procedures, and score 23 only means it performed less than 5 procedures. It's a huge difference. The time it was used for the practice of virtuality training is much lower than that of the conventional training. So as we can see, the virtual reality training has a lot of advantages. So what kind of equipment we're supposed to use for the virtuality training? One equipment we have already used for years is a monitor. Because for the scopic surgery, doctor would put a probe into patient's body, and the probe would record an image which gonna present on the monitor, and the doctor would acquire information from the monitor to perform the operation task. So a monitor is good enough to simulate the real operation tasks. However, for other kind of surgery, it's better to provide an immersive training environment. So we need virtuality devices. Now we have HTC Vive here, and other kind of virtuality devices are also good enough. And these kind of devices have two kind of screen in front of users' eyes, and also some auditorial system to provide sound. The user who put this on will hear and see what will happen in the surgical room and do an operation in the simulated world. And so, what kind of advancement in the future may happen? One thing I think is quite plausible is the virtual reality control gloves for surgical training. Alright, although it's not quite mature, but some kind of virtuality control glove for game playing already on the market right now, and it's quite important for the feeling of hand for a doctor to do the training on the virtuality devices. So this kind of gloves should generate a feeling of impact of virtual object. If the user squeeze or push, use their fingers to exert force to the virtual object, you should have a backward force to let the user feel the virtual object are real existed, and the user should feel the size, weight, and even the temperature of the virtual object, and it should mimic the genuine feeling of surgical knife, stitches, and it should be thin enough, just like a real surgical gloves. And with gloves and the helmet, doctors who need to take this training could do it whatever at any time at any places. They can do it at home.